Welcome to Social Studies Samurai. In this video, we'll show students and teachers how to tell engaging stories using Google My Maps. We'll show you how to create a map using text, video, and images, how to collaborate with other people, and how to share with the world. It's pretty simple, so let's get started. So essentially, this is what a completed Google My Map looks like. You can go to the left side here in your menu and you can tap on the different places and it'll zoom you in. And I've got images here that I've put in myself. If you tap on it, it expands and I can put as many images and videos even from YouTube in here as well. Click on my arrow and it brings me back. And I can use my trackpad to zoom in and out, or I can use the plus minus button. And if I just tap on a pin, then it's going to bring me to the different places on the map. Essentially, that's it. We're going to show you how to make one of these. Okay, so the first thing that you want to do is go to the apps launcher here in the top right, also known as the waffle, and you click on that and choose Google Drive. When you're in Google Drive, I recommend you create a folder because you might do a number of things with your map and you can put everything into one place. The next thing that you want to do is go up to the button in the top left that says New, and it's got the plus sign. Click on that, scroll down to where it says More, and then go to Google My Maps and just click. Then you choose Create and Share. Now that you have your map created, the first thing you want to do is give your map a title. In the top left where it says Untitled Map, you want to click on that, and this pop-up box is where you can give your map a title and a description. Now, what I like to do is have all my information ready and typed in a Google Doc in that Drive folder so I can just cut and paste information, photo URLs and video URLs, so it goes really quickly. I'm going to do that now. So I'm copying my title and I'm going to put it in my map. So I have my title, I've got my description, I've taken this from UNESCO, which we're allowed to do, but notice I gave a citation for it. I'm going to click Save. So now I have a title and a description for my map. So the next thing that you want to do is add a layer to your map. What's a layer? Basically, it's a section of your map where all your clickable buttons and content will go. You're only allowed 10 layers, so 10 sections. My topic is World Heritage Sites, so I'm going to go by roughly continent or region because that's under 10. So over here on the left where it says Untitled Layer, you'll see 3 little dots, the ellipse, also known as the snowman. Click on that and choose Rename this layer. And I'm going to call this Asia. And I'm just simply going to click Save. So everything that I put in this layer is going to be from Asia. So let me put some information in by copying and pasting from my doc. First thing is to find the place that I want to pin first. So my first place is called Shirakawa-go, and it is in Japan. So I'm going to type that into Google My Maps in the search bar. So I'm going to paste Shirakawa-go, and I'm going to choose the place that I want to pin. You can just type that in if you want as well. Now I have this pop-up box, so I'm simply going to click Add to Map. So now this layer is added to my map, but I don't have any content in there. So the first thing that I'm going to do is add a title that I think is more interesting and a description of Shirakawa-go. I do that by clicking on the little edit pen that you see in that box. So it says Shirakawa-go. I'm going to put a more interesting title in. So now I have my title, I've got my description. Because I have to cite this particular piece of text, I've got my citation, and I'm going to put an image in. You generally don't have to cite your images if you get them from a Google image search. I'm using Wikimedia Commons. I'm going to put it in there anyway because I want my students to see it. I'm not finished though because I have to put my content in there. So my image, I'm just going to click the camera button that you see in this box. I have a whole pile of choices. I can go with an image URL. If I know what my image is and have the URL, I can go with my photos, Google Drive. I can do a Google image search. This is where I can add YouTube if I want. I already have my URL in my doc, so I'm going to go back to my doc and copy the URL. So here's my URL link, and I might use this in other places. That's why I'd like to put this in here. I may use this doc for a Google Earth project or something. So I'm just going to click copy, and it's copied to my clipboard, and now I'll go back to my map. So because I have my image URL, I will click image URL, Command V to paste. That's the image that I want. Beautiful place, by the way. I have been there. And now my image has popped up. If I scroll down, you can see that I still have my information. I want to put something else in. You can put dozens of photos in here and videos. So I want to put a video in there. So here I've got a little plus button. So if I click plus, now I can put in other images or maybe a YouTube video. I'm going to copy the link to a YouTube video and put that in there now. So I have a nice short 3 or 4 minute video. I'm going to copy that to my clipboard, and I'm going to choose YouTube URL. And I simply paste the YouTube URL there. Yep, that's the video that I want. So I click select, and now the video's in there. Now keep in mind, you cannot reorder these in Google My Maps. So if it's important that you have a video before your images, then you have to think about that. Now I'm going to click save. So let's say I don't like the pin here. I can click on my paint bucket and I can change the color, or I can put specific icons, or I can even upload my own icon, which is kind of cool. I'm not going to do that now. I'm just going to give it a red, kind of like the Hinomaru in the Japanese flag, and it differentiates from some of the other pin colors. And let me tap out. Now let's see. If I don't like this, I can click the trash can and it deletes it all. If I want to add another image, all I have to do is go back to the edit pen and click the plus button, and I can start putting in more images or videos or whatever. So I'm going to click cancel, because I don't need to do that right now. I'm just going to click save, and you notice here on the left side, I've got the title there. It's looking good. I'm going to add some more places to make this map look a little bit better. I'll see you in a minute. So I've added another place to my map. Now I want to add another layer. So I just go to that box on the left again. I click add layer, and it's going to generate a new layer for me. I go to my ellipse or my snowman again, and I'm going to choose rename this layer, and I'm going to choose Africa. Now, the thing is, I already created a place in Zimbabwe. So I've already put it in my layer in Asia. So all I'm going to do is click on that, and I'm going to drag it down in here. So now I've got my different places. So my point is, if you create new layers after you've started your map, you can make a new layer and then drag your pins and places in the order that you want them. That is okay. So if I found that I want to move my layers around, all I have to do is actually mouse over the title of the layer and then drag it. So now I have Africa, Asia, and it's in alphabetical order. So you can see here now on the left side, I've got a whole bunch of different layers, and I can just keep adding new places to these layers if I want. And if I mouse over the different pins, you're going to see, you're going to highlight that specific place, and then I can edit if I want. Let's talk about collaborating with other people and sharing with the world. So maybe you want students to work in groups on a map. Maybe you make the map first and then you share it with them and they can populate it. That way you have kind of ownership over it. Or you might want to collaborate with the whole class. So you're going to go to the left box here again at the top and click share. Now there's a few things to do. First, you want to toggle over where it says enable link sharing. Now you can share the link. You want to toggle over public so anyone on the internet can find and share. Maybe do that last once the map is finished. You also want to click on drive sharing. This is what's going to allow you to invite people in, like students or your class or whatever, by clicking here, add people. And then you can type in the names of the people or your class, email address or code, and then you click done. I've already shared this with myself, so I don't have to do that again. If you're not ready to share, just click share and take off that public and then choose close, and then nobody can see it until you're ready. Maybe I want to see how it's going to look before I share it with the world. So I'm going to go to the preview button in the top left box again, and then have a look. So because I have a large map that covers the whole world, I'm not zoomed in. I can of course click the plus button and zoom in on places, or I can just use my trackpad and zoom in if I want. And if I click on a pin, the information for that pin and my image at the top is what people are going to see first. Now, if I click my arrow here, I can actually untap these different places. So when the viewer is looking at something, if they want to look at just one region of the world where there's a whole bunch of different pins, they can do that. Otherwise, I can just kind of click here. Now, if I want to edit, I just have to click edit. If I want to share it when it's ready to go public to the world, I can click on that and I can embed it using the embed choice. So you click on embed, it gives you the embed code. That's a whole different video tutorial. But when I'm done, I can just actually click X up here, or I can click my edit button and it will take me back to editing. So when you're ready to share with the world, the best thing really to do is to click on share. Make sure that you've got enable link sharing and public toggled over. Click on drive sharing. Then you're going to choose where it says get link, copy link. The link's copied. I like to test it out. Go to a new tab and see what happens. Thank you for watching the video. If you are a student or a teacher of subjects like history, geography, politics, and economics, you can find more resources on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and on the web at socialstudysamurai.com. I hope to see you again.